Good afternoon. I am. It's 2 minutes after 5. We're going to kick off, 5 minutes after 2. Let's get this little dyslexia going on here. This is the Plant and Equipment Committee meeting, and a call to order. Do we have any public or committee comments? Seeing none? Okay. We'll move on to the request of the variance of Jeff Nichols, 452 West Robertson, 440 West Robertson, and 445 West Church.
That's right. So in your packet, there is a letter from Mr. Jeff Nichols. He right now owns those 3 properties, and they're currently being served by the same meter, 1 3/4 inch meter, located in front of 352 West Robertson. Something that obviously we inherited from long ago. So he recently put in an application to individually meter all 3 of those properties. Indicated to me that he was going to sell them. So I provided him a cost, which was for a lateral and a meter for 440 West Robertson and 445 West Church. The cost of each is $1,139. So I'm not sure if it was cost prohibitive to him, or if it was the hiring a contractor, digging up the road, that kind of stuff, But he wants to continue to serve those lots with the same meter. So I'm not sure how that would work if all 3 were owned by different people. So, and it wouldn't work. It's not allowed. You can't cross parcel lines anymore, to serve different lots. But that is his request, his variance request, to keep serving those lots as is. I did try to call Mr. Nichols this morning. I didn't get an answer, but I will keep trying if he wants to come to the board meeting and give some kind of a presentation or his side. So
it becomes a problem when he sells one of those parcels, but right now it's okay.
Right now it's okay, kind of a grandfathered in type of thing. It's really not okay. We don't like it, but
Not really
we can't
okay.
force them to change it. But if they sell those lots, then that's going to be an issue.
So it's $1,150 for a lateral and a meter, or what?
$1,139 for a lateral and a 3/4 inch meter. Yes, 1 inch lateral.
The street.
Right. And I'd already talked to Public Works over at the city about Church because there's a moratorium, but that is going to be ending here in June, so that wouldn't be a
We can
problem.
go ahead and do it.
I'm going to answer this real quick because I'm expecting a call from the guy out at Well 33. So hold on.
Might be for me.
Hello?
Probably is.
Who knows?
I want the board to consider that if he's putting in 3 3/4 inch meters, that cannot be served from a 3/4 inch lateral. Just flow wise, it can't be served.
Yeah, good point, thanks. So if he were granted the approval, then in the future, if those 2 properties were developed, the service line wouldn't be sufficient to provide all of them.
Correct.
Well, I don't think he's gonna get any cheaper of a deal or an offer, other than digging up the street and putting it in. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, that's the proper way to do it. And
Yeah.
that's what needs to be done if you're going to sell off those lots.
but the addresses that you have for the lots are probably not worth that dang much either. So, on West Robertson.
Well, there are businesses on each of these lots. Like 440 has a dog grooming business, so he's also going to have to put backflow on for that. But yeah, I mean, they all do need to have their own meter.
Well, he's not gonna get that offer any cheaper, so. I got 3 lots too, if you could do that for me.
Yeah, so he would get credit for the one that's at 452. That would stay there to serve that parcel,
Right.
that property, and then they would need new laterals to the other 2 lots.
And again, it only exists that way because it was put in a long time ago and it's grandfathered. If they were to do that same thing today, it wouldn't be allowed.
No.
Was that before the water district?
Most likely.
Different
Yeah.
purveyor back then?
Probably was.
Probably, yeah.
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 Back in the 50s, probably early 60s.
I think the water company we started in 55?
Yes,
My birthday.
on your birthday?
Yeah.
So do we have some kind of a
Dang old too.
recommendation from the committee?
You can see the staff recommendation, just to be consistent with the ordinance, with the sales and service policy.
I don't see any reason
So,
to change the policy.
so essentially you'd be denying his variance request.
Yes.
Okay.
Is that the
Now, where we
recommendation?
go from here, we can't
Gotta go to
force
the-
them to put in other service lines, right?
Correct. He can decide to leave it as is and not sell them. But if once those are sold to different people, then they have to have their own water service.
Yeah, how do we, so we can enforce that by when they come in and request a service hookup, right? Or how do we get involved in preventing this from becoming perpetuated and then have the problem of two parcels being served on a 3/4?
I would imagine once it changes ownership, we'll know. Yeah.
There's not currently a
There's
backflow there.
not currently a backflow
They
device.
need to put a backflow.
They
there.
need a backflow device on there too, yeah.
That's gonna lower the flow again, so
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna behoove everybody involved to have the 3/4 inch meters there.
Right.
Also believe if he's selling those individually, that information will be part of the information conveyed by the selling agent to the buyer, that they would have to know that they have that,
The water hanging over their head.
yes.
Yeah, but does that come out of the title search, or, I mean, when would that become, I mean, if it's,
Well, there's no reason for us to even know about it if he sells the property.
right,
I mean, so they can do what they're doing right now, without us knowing.
Well, they'd have to put the bill in someone else's name.
If they do that, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't be,
Wouldn't have to.
I'm sure Mr. Nichols wouldn't want to continue to pay for the water. So at that point, then we would be able to notify them that, hey, this water services, you're gonna be paying for water for 3 different lots. I'm
Yeah.
sure they won't want to, whoever owns,
No, it'd be
452 West
Pretty much.
Robertson.
be pretty unlikely that one person would come in to set up an account and have it serve 2 other people and
Yeah.
be responsible for the bill for those other 2 people.
Right?
Right.
But I'm saying they could leave it as is no matter what, so they don't have to tell us if he sells.
right, right. Yeah.
They're supposed to, but,
Well, I don't think Mr. Nichols would want the account left in his name either.
right.
No, I don't think so either. But
So
So-
at that point, that's where we'd find out. We wouldn't be able to,
Mm-hmm.
we'd refuse him service.
But, I mean, it's very cheap for him to do it now versus later, so,
Yeah, it's not gonna get cheaper.
no.
His original letter has the account number.
So
Well, I'm not
recommendation-
I'm not compelled to support the waiver. If Mr.
Account number.
Nichols is in,
Yes.
if he wants to come in and address the board directly,
You can have that.
he's welcome to do so, but
So the recommendation is to deny the variance.
that would be my recommendation.
I wonder if Justin, what does he say?
Okay, moving on to item 4, dedication of facilities, the Oasis phase.
Yeah, this is the Oasis Project Phase 1 shopping center out there off China Lake between Bowman and Raider. They've installed all their water line and their hydrants and all that. They did their pressure testing, chlorination. They do have a couple things though that aren't finished that I told them that need to be done by the board meeting. One of them is replacement of a damaged service lateral. And the other is abandonment of 4 existing services on Raider Avenue, the part of their work that they're supposed to do. Justin just texted me, he's been checking on them, and they still have not done that work yet, as of today. So, I recommend accepting their work, but contingent on that stuff being done by the board meeting.
I think if that's what you say, that's what needs to happen. I don't have any
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
rebuttal for it.
They've been told many times that this has to be done. And I've talked to the developer, we've talked to the main contractor, the subcontractor. They're all aware of it.
Are they having trouble finding the materials or the parts?
I don't
Out of
think so.
service, I wouldn't think.
No, it's just a 1-inch
Yeah.
copper service.
Okay, we'll support staff recommendation. Item number 5, acceptance of common work, advanced telemetry systems integration.
We had hoped to have everything done by this board meeting. It does not look like we're going to. There's a few items outstanding, such as some as-built drawings, some communication issues that still need to be addressed. They're very small items, but they're not done yet, so we can't accept it until they are. Jay Johnson, who used to work for ATSI, has accepted the CEO position for the company. He's someone who's extremely familiar with our system. He built our last SCADA system, so we have the full confidence that this will be done in the next 2 weeks. It just won't be done by Monday.
Okay.
Well, again, whatever the board suggests on that.
Yeah, we'll support you.
If it ain't done, it ain't done.
And number 6, Wells 33 status. Was that phone call? about
That
Wells
was,
33?
that he was ready. So Justin's on his way out to close up that building, he was finishing up. So, Longmire is the subcontractor to Best Drilling and Pump that does the swedging. They're out there today. They were doing a video and a caliper log, so they can get their measurements for the swedge. That's what they were doing today. Best Drilling and Pump was out last week, and they did the brushing of the well, so that's been done. So once this swedge gets put in place, that will close off the top of that liner, then they'll come back, do the bottom bailing of the well, and then they can reinstall the rebuilt pump and then equipment. So that is where we're at.
Hey-hoo. Thank you for that. Questions or comments?
None.
Item number 7, post-earthquake Cal OES reimbursement.
Yes. Still waiting for payment. I actually just got an email at 1:58 from Cal OES because I sent them an email this morning asking for an update. And her email's a little strange. It says, "We've requested this obligation and report to be reviewed and processed. We will obtain a status update and provide it to you." So I don't know if that just means she's checking on it and I'll find out something soon
I think that's what it means.
or what. But yeah. So
Well,
hopefully it'll
33's
get
gone.
processed soon and we'll get our check.
Okay, well, I guess we'll wait,
Maybe I'll have something by Monday.
maybe next week. Okay, item number 8, arsenic treatment facilities update.
As I believe you all aware, Don signed the quote for the construction of the under drains.
Oh, no, I didn't.
So those are currently being constructed. They'll be shipped to us and they'll sit on site until next fiscal year. We will remove the media, install the new under drain system, replace the media that we can salvage, and add new media if needed, and put them back in line.
That was with Pure Flow?
That's with Pure Flow, yes.
Good deal. And like I say, we'll wait until the end of the pumping season or when the pumping,
Next year.
Yeah, it'll probably be sometime late October, maybe.
okay. Yay. Item number 9, solar production.
February's savings for solar production came in at $39,390, which was above the guarantee of $35,753, even with looks like well 31 down due to a main AC breaker failure. The notes here say they're awaiting parts for repair. As far as well 35, we now have a chart for that, a report for that. The guaranteed savings for February was $1,469, and we came in at $1,792. So, both beating the guarantee for this month.
Awesome.
Who gives you the guarantees?
It was put into the contract, so it's
So they read them and give you what?
yeah, NG does it.
Okay. Does that mean we're taking their word for it, what we've saved, or?
As Ty said, it's part of the contract, so it's a
Oh.
calculation that was done during that time of what the electric rates were proposed to go up. So it's
Oh,
based
okay,
on that.
okay.
Yeah.
They're going up again, 14%, I think.
Probably the first of many to come this year.
Yep, hang on to your hat
Your wallet.
and your wallet.
In your wallet. Yeah.
Okay, well, good news. Alrighty then, item number 10, future agenda items. I have none.
Something I can mention, not on the agenda, but this time of the year, usually late March, early April, we do testing of our intertie connection with both Searles Valley Minerals and the Navy. Last year, we were unable to complete the test with the Navy due to an issue with the clay valve. And we did reach out to the Navy a week or so ago by email, and they responded and said that they still have not been able to address the clay valve issue. It's apparently not in their budget at this time to address that. So we're not going to be able to do intertie testing with the Navy. We'll reach out to Searles Valley Minerals. I don't anticipate that we won't be able to do that test, but we'll schedule it sometime within the next probably 3 to 4 weeks.
What size is the clay valve?
What size?
12.
12 inch?
Well, I got a 10-inch at the house. Brand new in a box.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that that hasn't been addressed in the last year, actually. I mean, it would seem like an emergency intertie connection would be an important thing to have these days, but especially after the earthquake and such, but
You would think so.
$3.5 billion, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, what would something like that cost?
Do you have an idea?
It's about 75,000.
75? That shouldn't be a big issue for the Navy, I would think, but
No.
that's their budget.
It's, yeah, their budget, their priorities.
And that's done annually typically in the past, so it's,
We have done annual testing this time of the year, yeah, probably since shortly after I got here.
Long time.
It hadn't been tested for a while, but we thought, because you get changeover, especially the Navy lately has had a lot of personnel retirements and staff changing. And since it's not used that often, it's a good idea to get people together and actually go through how to operate it, you know, how it works.
And they just
Searles is
replaced,
less
they just replaced those
complicated.
lines too, so it'd have been a good test to see if their flow increased.
Yeah. Searles is usually pretty easy because we don't take water from them, we supply water to them. Their water isn't treated, so we can't put it into our system. At that point, water isn't treated, so we can't put it in our system. So it's a pretty, relatively simple test. It only takes 5 or 10 minutes.
We're getting ready to start a reclamation job over there in Jonah. Right now, they have a big box man or something sitting out there that they run their solids through, and it purifies them and spits them back out again. I'm trying to think what the name of the job is, because I know you'd know. I'll find out and let you know what it is. It's something they've been doing, but they're getting bigger at it. I'll find out. We're supposed
You
to
mean,
start it in 2
like a
weeks.
pilot test thing?
Yeah, but it's been an ongoing test for quite a while now, so.
I know they were looking at lithium, I believe. I don't know if that's what you're talking about. Lithium
Well, I shouldn't
recovery?
have said anything because I don't know what I'm talking about. I'll find out though, and let you know what it is, so.
Okay.
We got the job, I just don't know what the heck it is. So,
You got the job, but you don't know what you're doing?
no, I know what we're doing, I don't know what the name of the job
Okay.
is.
you've do you have a recommendation about how to get the Navy moving forward on this? Is there a pressure point someplace that, should we send a letter of concern or
I communicate with their Public Works Department.
Yeah.
It would seem to me that they would be the ones that would be pushing for this to get done, but I don't know that I have any other contact that would be able to change that priority.
it'd be nice to at least have a schedule or, you know, we intend to have this done by, you know, a certain date or something.
I think, I believe in my response, I did ask that question, but I didn't get a response.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, right now, they don't have enough people in public works to even do the work. That's the problem.
Is it?
They actually hired us to do all their plumbing service calls over there, because there's nobody in public works,
Well,
so.
That's all I have.
okay, if no other comments or issues, we'll adjourn the meeting at 22 minutes after 5. 2:25.
I said
I-
five before.
I had to be consistent.